You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show.
All right, guys, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing our final episode of Dancing with the Stars this season. It is season 16. I'm Kristyn Burtt, and we have got an action-packed show for you tonight. Before we get started, just two things I want to mention. I know that Monday kicked off a tough week for everyone in Oklahoma, so we just want to let you guys know that our thoughts and prayers are with all of you. I know a lot of the fans are from Oklahoma, so we want to reach out to you guys and know that we're thinking about you. And if you notice, Jake Dupree is not here. He did have a last-minute family emergency out of state, so our thoughts are also with him as well. We miss you. We love you. And, of course, Anna, who we said goodbye to last week, Anna Trebunskaya, we miss you as well. Yes, without further ado, let me introduce my co-host, Suri Serano.
Hello, everybody. Can you believe it? The finale.
I can't believe we're here. 10 weeks of action.
It flew by.
It did fly by, and there's so many controversies and so many things to talk about. So I do want to introduce our guest, and I love this. The woman to my right started the season for us, and now you are finishing the season. Sharna Burgess, welcome back.
Thank you, babe. I just couldn't stay away.
Well, we love having you. Yes.
Yes, so happy to have you.
And we've been trying to get her here. We had her partner here, Victor Ortiz. You guys remember him on the couch in a very memorable episode here on AFTERBUZZ.
I'm sure.
Lindsay Arnold, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
I know. We are so excited to have you both, and I love that this was both your first season as pros, so we get a little feel for what that was like. Now, last night was the finale. How are you guys feeling after completing your first season as a pro?
Oh, kind of relieved. Like, it's over. I can't believe it. It was so fun, though. I had such a good time, and I learned so much, but it's kind of nice to finally be like, whew, we did it.
I think we really had no time to breathe in the last 3.5 months, no time to think about it, no time to worry about it. And I feel like for me, and mind you, this is only the first day off that we've had in 3.5 months, but
and we're making you work.
I'm kind of sitting there going, wow, that just happened, right?
How did that work out?
All of that happened. Yep, I danced with Andy Dick. Yep, I danced to the Poker Face song. There was all of that. Yes, that happened. It was just an insane season.
And how many numbers did you guys have last night? I felt like every time I turned around, there was a new costume and a new dance.
I can't even count. I literally last night before the show, I was like, okay, so how many dances am I in and what are they? Because we did so many, I can't even remember.
I think I was in 7. I actually got told on the Monday, I was of course there watching the show, and one of the producers comes up to me and says, oh, we've actually added you into another one for tomorrow. I was like, really? Where?
Ripping backstage.
At what point in the show? Is it the Sharna show? Like, what is going on right now?
I mean, I'm sure people at home too want to know, like, how much time did you actually have to learn all those numbers?
Not much.
Well, one was the day of. Another one was literally like 10 minutes. We had to put it together.
Yeah.
So a lot of these bumpers get put together like that. They're very much on the fly. We need you to do this. Go.
Yeah.
Do it. And I mean, everyone's so talented that everybody can. The major group numbers, we all put a couple of hours into. Poker Face, for example, I had about 6 hours between Andy and Troop and whatnot to put it all together. The girls' number, we really just had 2 hours of revision and then just went straight in and did it again because there was no time for anything else.
Right. I mean, that's why I asked, because I think people might think you have all this time.
No time.
And then you guys move so quickly. Those are pros for you, for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I got 14 pages of questions, which is kind of a new record here. We're not going to go through all 14, unfortunately. I know we will be here for 3 hours. We're going to try and go a little bit longer tonight. Thumbs up to that. So thank you to AFTERBUZZ for allowing us to do that. But let me just get a couple of these questions in. Some of them we'll incorporate when we talk about the dances. But I want to start off with Grant Thomas, who loves Lindsay, knows Lindsay, and he's
Grant,
like, Lindsay,
I love you.
I know. He's so proud of you, he said. So he wants to know, how was it choreographing for the show? And he said, I know you personally have aspired to be on it. Was it hard to be on this year?
Honestly, it was kind of crazy because before, it all happened so fast, first of all. I found out I was going to be a pro literally like a day before I met Victor. So it kind of just happened so fast that I never had time to sit there and get nervous about it. So I'd like to say that it was super nervous and hard, but it was actually a lot easier than I expected it to be because it just happened, you know? Like it just all came together. You had to really, had no time to sit there and go, oh my gosh, this is so hard, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You just had to make it work. So there was a lot of challenges, but it was good because I found that I was able to overcome all of them. So I think I really surprised myself with that, but I'm just happy that I made it through.
You made it through season 1.
All right, this is for both of you. This is from Betsy DeLello. She wanted to know, what was your most enjoyed performance all season long, whether it's with your partner or maybe a group number?
Oh, that's really
hard. There's so many.
The whole season was full of some amazing numbers. For me, probably my most favorite and memorable piece that I did with Andy was the Viennese waltz that he did for his daughter. Just the whole creation of that piece and being a part of the process and seeing the life come out of him when we danced it was just an unforgettable moment. As far as group numbers go, though, possibly the Psy number.
That was my favorite.
Possibly the Psy
Honestly,
number.
that was the best one we did the whole season.
Why? It was so much fun. He is such a character, like
my
such an
gosh.
unbelievable character to be in a room. He knows exactly what he wants and how he wants it. But he's also a genius that he's created this concept for himself, this image that the whole world is eating it up right now. And he does the most simple moves.
things, and it looks amazing.
Simple moves, and he has a
He's not a dancer body at all. I was like, he has a little tummy on
Yeah,
him.
a little tummy there.
little tummy.
Jiggling
But
around
he
a little
works
bit.
that tummy. He does.
Oh, he does.
He goes full out all the time.
You know, that reindeer move that we did. I love it.
It's
I
so
love
fun.
that you just called Psy a genius.
Yeah.
I love that inside info into what it was like creating that number with him, right?
Yeah. It's that thing, and it's a note to me as a choreographer as well. Sometimes so simple
Is better.
can speak so loud.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's what that number
Derek,
did.
Well, I think, we'll talk about that in
get
stripped down version. This question for Lindsay I kind of like, because you know you've made it when people are asking about your dating life. They want to know if you
we're
and
going
Jules are
there.
dating. You're not dating,
Oh
Jules.
no, me and
Yeah.
Jules are not dating.
Okay. I didn't think so, but I thought we would clear up the
Jules
rumor
has
here.
been like getting lots of rumors lately.
Right?
Catherine.
The one about Catherine? He's a
Come
busy
on,
boy
Jules.
right now.
Busy
People
boy.
sent in photos. Trisha Solly, she has like 8,000 questions for you, and I'll share a lot of these with you after, because we'll be here for days.
Okay.
Because she is such a great fan of yours, which is so incredible. And so I'll get to some of her questions after. But I was like, I love it that people send in photos, and I thought that was so sweet. For both of you, who do you guys look up to in terms of pros? Who gave you advice this season? Who do you hang out with?
That you really took, maybe. Sorry, but I'm sure there's lots.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Ballas has trained me for like the past 6 years. So honestly, I feel like I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for him, just because he opened me up to this new world of dancing. I mean, I'm from Utah, so I just did competitions growing up and competed. And I don't know, I think he opened me up to this world of more of the TV side of dancing. And so I think that he really helped me get to the point where I'm at today. And then I've obviously always looked up to him just because he's been my coach. So
And Shirley Ballas was here, and she had some nice things to say about you, and nice
Shirley's
things to say about you.
Amazing.
I love her. Yeah, she's been my coach as well, which I don't know what I would have done without her. She's amazing.
One of our favorite guests. How about for you?
I think it's hard to not look up to everybody in that cast. They're all so outstanding in their own right in what they do, incredible choreographers and dancers. I remember growing up watching Karina Smirnoff. You know, she was always dancing in the pro circuit when I was in the youth circuit. And she was just absolutely incredible. So it's kind of surreal to be dancing near them, you know, and in the same competition. But you learn from everybody out there. Truly, everybody has their own talent. My greatest friend is Peter Murgatroyd. We've been friends for a very long time. Max and Val, of course, as well. But we're all close to everybody. Tony is another good friend of mine, and they all share advice through the season, and everybody gives it to each other. It really is like that. Everyone's like a family. You need help, let me come help. You know, tell me what the problem is. Let's work it out. And it's so amazing to have that support group.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do it on your own.
That's good.
You know?
And I think especially your first year, things are
It was so
overwhelming.
helpful. Everyone was so sweet. It was like, I was honestly a little bit surprised how nice everybody was.
And you were coming off of So You Think You Can Dance. And I know, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, for both of you, because, I mean, you knew some things because you came off of Troop, but you came off of a totally different show on a different network.
Yeah,
different
exactly.
format.
So I had to learn quick, but I did my best.
Learning curve. Let's ask one more question, and let's get into some of the dances. I love Jonathan. Jonathan Calderon. He said hello from Utah. So
Utah.
was your first season as pros everything you had imagined? You both did an incredible job. He said Sharna Run the World Girls is probably one of the best routines ever. It's amazing. Follow me, please, at Johnny Calderon 11, which he does to everyone. So we thought we'd throw it out there.
What was the question?
What was the question?
There were so many questions in there, but was it what you imagined, especially for you? You're coming off of Troop, so in your head you probably had this idea of what it was like to be a pro.
Yeah, I mean, I think my idea was pretty accurate, though. Being with the show for 3 seasons before this one, and being able to experience what the other guys go through, and you know, being their friend and their support through that, very much showed me what the journey is, and how I don't think you can ever prepare yourself, though, really, for how hard it is, and the anxiety attacks that you go through on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Saturday is generally a good day. Sunday it falls apart.
Saturday is the best day.
Yeah, Saturday it feels good.
Yeah.
Sunday we get to camera blocking and it's
sucks.
just,
It's a hot mess.
Always.
ooh, does it fall apart? And you're standing there going, do I need to re-choreograph? Do I just need to choreograph? What do I do now? Like, is it going to happen? I don't think you can prepare yourself for that roller coaster.
Yeah.
I aged 10 years in the last 4.5 months.
Was that just Sundays or was it Andy?
Both.
Both.
But I wouldn't trade it for the world either, because that's what makes it so incredibly rewarding. When we would stand there on Monday after we'd done the performance, I'd just be looking at him like, where did that come from?
How did you do
And
that?
if you did that 4 days ago, I would not have as many grey hairs right now.
You must have had the same with Victor, because we know what he was like when he was here on the couch. Like, sometimes focus is a little bit hard for him, too.
Let's just say that he's the 27-year-old, I'm the 19-year-old, but I feel like it was reversed. I honestly felt like that. I felt like a mom to him the whole season. So I was like pulling my hairs out half the time, just going, oh my gosh, how can I get you just to focus?
Right.
And when he'd focus, he was great. He was amazing. It was just getting to that point when he'd actually like go, okay, let's do this. But
Can you clear up any of the lady rumors? Because he was here and talking about, like, dating all these ladies, and then all of a sudden he had a girlfriend in the packages, and then
honestly,
Victor.
I don't know.
lots of ladies.
He would talk to me about it all the time, and honestly, I kind of just had to get to the point where I just listen and go, But half the time I was kind of like, okay, so I need to teach him this, and okay, okay, and so I don't even know, honestly.
just a
It was
ladies'
so
man.
confusing to me, but he likes them ladies.
He does. I heard the rumors. All right, let's get into some of the dances from Monday nights. And I think we're going to talk a little bit about the judges' choices, but we're going to go quickly because we want to get to the freestyle as quickly as possible. But we started off the night with Jacoby and Karina doing the jive. Suri, I'm going to start with you.
Why do you have to start with me?
You love Jacoby.
I am a fan of Jacoby, yes. No, I mean, you know, that was one of my favorite numbers that they did. So I was happy with that choice.
Did you seem to think, I thought he was really tired all Monday and Tuesday. He looked low energy, and I was like, where's that showman that I've loved the entire season? Did you guys notice it from him?
It wasn't, I didn't feel he was as, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't that he didn't do his best, but he just wasn't as like personality as he usually is, which I'm sure he's just exhausted.
Present.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because there was something else going on. You never really know what happens behind the scenes. I don't feel he was as present in his number. To be honest, I did not enjoy that jive. I think for Jacoby being someone that is so good at his first jive that he did, the instant dance thing that we did all those weeks ago, he was still amazing. The Lindy Hop number he did, I loved. Everything in that category he kills. But for me, honestly, I think it comes down to the song choice. The song choice for me was just like, what are you doing? It doesn't suit... It just didn't mix well. It didn't feel like either of them connected to it. And as far as Jacoby goes, I think he was capable of more, to be honest.
By the way, mentioning song choice, that for me, an overall theme of the night, I was not happy with a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
Because I'm a music person. Like, if I love
like
the
the
music,
music,
I'm going to be really into what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of those pieces, I was like, really?
So obscure,
I was the same.
Obscure music.
Yeah. tough to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, so he got a 27 overall. I basically was writing a lot about him being tired, but I do think it was kind of nice seeing the judges come into the studio. Maybe would it be fun if they like came in? Would you guys hate
Don't
that or
they
love
normally?
that? They
normally do it.
But during the season, would you guys like that if they came in and just corrected a little bit, or maybe offered some advice during the season, or would you just feel like hands off?
It's kind of hard because sometimes, like, even when we did the trio, when we had like extra people, it was amazing because the Victor got like a fresh, like he kind of got rid of me for a minute, but it was hard because we learn how to treat our partners in a way that we know they're going to respond to. And I feel like sometimes when you bring in extra people and they don't know how to give them corrections, it kind of makes them get a little bit overwhelmed and it freaks them out a little bit.
Yep.
Just because you have to learn so much about how your partner works or else you're just going to overwhelm them. So sometimes I feel like it could be a little bit overwhelming for them.
Good point. Yep.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I know when Andy would have other people, Tony, for example, he adored Tony. Tony, come in and have a look. Come in and have a look. And if Tony would give him any advice, he'd freak out because it was someone else telling him. He'd always want the advice, but then when
then
he'd get
after
it,
it's like,
he's like, "What do you mean?" Because it's coming from a different person,
Yeah.
so he
Right.
didn't quite understand it the same way.
Yeah.
but people need different styles of coaching, so it's an excellent point
Yeah.
that you bring up.
Yep.
But I've heard in past seasons that the pro tends to like that third person to give them a break for a second.
But would you like?
It's nice
always
for
the
a break.
judges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice for the break, definitely.
All right, so the 27 on that score. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fine. I mean, all the scores are elevated at this point, so I almost feel like 29s and 30s
sure.
don't mean that
They were
much anymore.
flying.
They
Yeah.
were all over the place.
Everywhere.
Allie and Mark doing the samba. And what'd you guys think with Allie?
She was on fire. Oh my gosh. I honestly thought they were underscored because I felt like that was the most she's ever come out of her shell as far
Yeah.
as like performance and really bringing it. And it was so much better than her first samba, like a million times better. So I thought she was underscored. I didn't they get 10.99?
Yep, 10.99, so 28 in total. I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't know if it was a 10 for me, but I feel like we saw the improvement. I
Yeah.
hated the costume. I have to. Mark had a tail. He had an animal tail. What was that? I meant to come in with an animal tail tonight.
No, you were going to do
I was
that.
going to
That's
bring a
amazing.
tail. I forgot.
Okay, well, as we know, I haven't been a fan of her costume, almost every costume that she's worn all
Yep.
season. And I love the costumes on the show.
Yeah.
So if that's like, I don't know what it is. But Shirley felt like Mark hit the nail on the head with her costumes, figuring out her body and everything for the whole season. So I don't know.
I wanted to belt everything and give her a waist.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
That's all.
bit.
Yeah. I'm built like that too. I'm built very straight, so I always need like a waist.
I actually was really proud of her when she came out. I don't know if I would give it a 10 in comparison to what else is in the competition.
Yeah.
And that's what it's relative
Right.
to. She had a lot of bent legs and very little samba technique, but that girl was giving it
Yeah.
more than
She
I have
was.
seen her
Ever.
give it in
For
any other show.
Yeah.
She was living.
Exactly. And the hardest thing for Ali to do was break out of that shell. Like, she has done so many numbers with a blank face, and she was smiling and just
Having
going
fun.
for it.
The time of her
I
life.
praise her for that.
I think all Monday night, I just felt like that girl was just in the moment and enjoying
Yeah,
it.
she was
which
giving it.
great.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we kind of 28 again. I don't even know if I want to even deal with the scores, honestly, because I'm like, do they mean anything? Really? I don't
really.
Let's just talk about the dances. Kelly and Derek doing the quick step and their knobbly bits. The knobbly bits. Did you hear the package?
I think I remember that actually. I don't remember. What did he say?
He wanted their knobbly bits to touch.
Oh,
in the
knobbly
quick
bits.
Oh,
step.
the knobbly.
That's
wow.
fun.
They're now I would have called it their naughty bits.
Sharna's with us now.
I'm with you now. I was a
Knobbly.
second.
I would have said naughty, but Len called it knobbly, and I don't want to know why it's knobbly.
You're
I kind of like
Knobbly.
it. I kind of like it.
Knobbly bits.
Well, did you guys
Guess
like
it
it?
works.
The quick step?
I thought it was great. I mean,
loved it.
she's amazing.
You loved it?
I did love it.
I think they did a great quick step. Yeah, I know that there was that whole thing about having more contact through the dance than they did the 1st time. Honestly, I don't think it was any different. I think
Yeah.
the last time they danced this time without contact a hell of a lot too.
Yeah.
You know, they're
Yeah.
in promenade positions and standing still positions, they were together and forward. In
But they still
kick
did a lot.
positions, they were.
Yeah.
When it was moving and traveling, they were apart. So. For me, was it any better than the last one? It was just a different quick step, which was, again, brilliantly choreographed to a great song. And I loved the beginning where they were coming down in the black and white, and loved the concept of it.
Yeah.
Do I necessarily think it was better than the last one? No. I would have given them all a great score. Yeah, that was my opinion.
Yeah, knobbly bits we're not touching is what we were saying. But it made me focus in.
We're not touching.
Nope, not touching.
But I felt like I was focusing in on it because Len called it out, and I was like, now I'm looking at knobbly bits to see if they're touching.
Right?
Isn't that horrible?
It's amazing.
Knobbly
Now
bits.
I want to rewind and watch again.
Yeah, go
Right.
watch knobbly bits and you let me know.
Okay.
You tweet me.
I'm going to tweet now.
All right, Zendaya and Val doing the samba.
I'm trying to remember it in my head. I'm going over.
She wore all red.
Oh, yes.
red.
Again,
pants.
this is
Honestly-
another song that I did not connect
Yeah,
to.
it didn't give it anything. It wasn't very like, I don't know. It just wasn't very like climatic. I don't know.
I do think that Zendaya is a superstar.
Oh my gosh,
When that girl
amazing.
walks out onto the floor and the way that she is with everything is just amazing. I love that. I mean, I don't do that, and I look at them like I could take a little piece of Zendaya. You know what I mean?
16-year-olds,
It
right?
just and
She's
incorporate
amazing.
into what I do. I think she just has the most incredible energy and flair when she dances. I think she came out and did a really great technical samba routine. She has got very long limbs,
Yeah.
which makes it very hard to make them look beautiful. It takes a very experienced dancer to be able
Yeah.
to understand how to use them beautifully. And I think you can see over the competition that she's worked on that and that she's getting better at that. I think Val has taught her brilliantly and given her great ballroom technique, and that was evident for me in that samba. You know, she follows when he leads. She uses her feet. She closes her feet. You know, she's trying to get hip action, and she's still got on top of all of that
Personality.
Zendaya's flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's a great feat.
I think Val did a great job with her all season. A lot of things were age appropriate. We have to remember
Oh,
she's
yeah.
Absolutely.
16.
She looked so like just good for her age the whole time. It was
Great.
never like, that's kind of risky.
Yeah, we weren't like worried about necklines
Oh, no.
even or too short skirts.
very
or-
good.
And the one thing I do want to say is that Val really is a great teacher. Seeing what he did with Kelly Monaco last year, or last season, I should say, and then also with Zendaya, two completely different dancers, two completely different skill sets. I was very impressed both seasons
Don't you
with him.
think?
Absolutely.
I'm sure you probably would agree with Tony when he said that what Val gave Zendaya was such a technical base.
Yeah, she
Absolutely.
did.
From
Absolutely.
her career.
Because she's already an amazing dancer. I mean, we all knew that from the beginning. She can dance. It's not like she had to learn how to, but she has learned so much as far as like technicality. And I think she has improved in her performance. I mean, she was already a superstar from the beginning, but just watching her each week, she gets better and better with that. And that's something she'll use forever.
It's something that Val does brilliantly. He taught her awareness of her own body and how to move it, and he taught her musicality.
Yeah.
I'm sure she can hear music brilliantly because she's a singer and she also does do hip hop. But to really listen to music, and Val choreographs to the music. I mean, he what he does is brilliant. Not everybody can do that, and he taught her that. You know, she was hearing those accents in the music. She was hearing those instruments, and that's a brilliant thing to have as in a career as an entertainer. You know, he taught her such an amazing skill.
Mark my words, win or no win for Zendaya, she is
She's a
going to be,
superstar.
we're all going to be like, remember when she was on Dancing with the Stars? We're all going to be on that.
Remember when you knew me?
Yeah.
I'm like, Zendaya, hey.
Mark,
Remember me?
seriously, that's what's going to happen with that girl. She is amazing, incredible. We go on to round two, the cha-cha relay, and everyone had about 40 seconds to dance the cha-cha. And I'm just going to go really quick. This wound up being with Jacoby in fourth, Allie in third, Kelly in second, and Zendaya in first. Did everyone agree with that cha-cha scoring and results?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fair.
Pretty
I
accurate.
mean, I can't. Jacoby and Ali, I think I had them around that way.
Yeah.
I think I remember Ali coming out and me thinking, wow, she was sticking it really hard. Like she was hitting every line and every closing a feet and really just like she was doing in the samba, just going for gold.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that. I was more impressed with her on that evening than I was with Jacoby, which is a turnaround for me because
Usually
I was
it's
normally
the other way.
around.
Right. That's true. I would agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like when they do something like the cha-cha round in round two, is it necessary where you've got a judge's choice and you have the freestyle and then all of a sudden they have this like random 40-second cha-cha and
I would say there's a lot of things
So
that
unnecessary.
aren't necessary about the show, but it's okay because it makes the show. Like
Right.
that's what makes it.
right. Okay.
It wouldn't have the
And
drum.
then let's not forget Tuesday with the extra
It's-
dance
oh
they
my
have to do.
gosh.
It's I mean,
Crazy.
I think they were really trying to kill our finalists.
I know.
this year.
See who drops dead first.
Right. right.
When I was watching that on Tuesday, the Insta Dance or whatever they called it this year, but when, you know, Brooke would like go in the studio and be like, hey, excuse me, like I just need to interview you. I'd be like, oh my God, no, let's just get to it.
Right.
You know, how are you feeling? Are you nervous? Of course they're nervous. They just, they just got their music, you know, whatever.
Exactly.
All right, before we hit the freestyle round, I just want to thank everyone that has downloaded the show on iTunes this season and rated us and given us 5 stars. We sure appreciate all of the feedback. As you know, Suri and Jake and I and even Anna have responded to so many comments, and it's just been such a pleasure all season. But tell a friend, because we will be back in the fall for season 17. Holy cow. And we look forward to seeing you guys again. All right, let's move into freestyle, because this is really where I want to focus, because I feel like the freestyle is what determined the win for this entire season. Yeah. We kicked it off with Jacoby and Karina doing sort of an ode to New Orleans, where we saw a lot of the second line, the drum line, and everything else. What did you guys think? Again, I felt like he was dragging his tail.
I had high hopes before it started, because obviously, as you guys know, I've been a fan of Jacoby, and he's great.
Yeah. He is.
He is great. And I agreed with the judges. I think it was Len or somebody I wasn't know which one said that he kind of lost it all. And I did feel that way.
Yeah, I think
it was a bummer.
I think that he kind of, first of all, he just seemed tired the whole night, and then second of all, I think the fact that they had so many extra things in the dance, and it was such a production that it kind of, you lost him in it. You kind of were just like, okay, but you didn't really go, wow, Jacoby, he's great. Yeah. It just kind of like, they kind of hid him a little bit because he didn't have his normal personality that he usually brings.
It's so interesting. They tell you guys, like, these are the supersized production numbers. You can do anything you want.
Sometimes it's not
Sometimes
good.
it's too much, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the number could have been designed a little differently for him to shine a little more. There was just so much going on around him, and it was constantly something else going on around him. So you're constantly looking at what else is going on around him. It was always changing. There was nothing consistent about it in not a good way, if that makes any sense. But I had high hopes for it too. I thought it was going to be really great, and I think even if he did bring his normal big personality to it, it was a bit of a cluster for me of too many things going on. Yeah. And all due respect to Karina, she does amazing work most of the time. And
they had a great season together.
Every now and then we don't do our best stuff. It happens to artists. It happens to us, and I feel like that one just didn't focus in on the right things at the right time.
Yeah.
Anna said something really interesting last week when she said you have to sort of focus, when it comes to freestyle, you have to focus in on what you want to do as a choreographer and not get too much input from your celeb, because sometimes it starts getting lost, and then your original theme and everything can sometimes, if you have too much input, you just have to be like, I know your body, I know what you're capable of, let's do this. And I thought that was interesting. And she said, we've seen it in the past where sometimes the artist winds up getting lost as a result. So
that's interesting. I never thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw a little tap. Little Sophia was back, our little pirouetter.
Oh, were you all aware of anything going on with Jacoby? Was it just worn out?
I have no idea.
I really don't know. I think it's fatigue getting to the end, possibly. I know he goes straight into football practice now. He has absolutely no time. And my heart goes out to him if there was something going on outside of Dancing with the Stars that was distracting him, because I know he won't be happy with that. But it can happen to anybody.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Definitely.
It's a tough week. Moving into Allie and Mark. Okay, so we went.
Yes.
Okay, we went from horizontal uneven bars to vertical bars. She didn't want to call them poles, so.
Well,
we can understand why you don't want to call them poles, though, right?
No, no one.
There's so much to talk about with this number, and I couldn't wait to talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Let's do it. I want to hear about it. Cool.
Okay.
I think cool idea. I'm not sure if it was executed the way.
First of all, brilliant idea for Allie. You couldn't have done something better for her to use.
It was perfect for her.
Nobody else could use that kind of strength to do those moves.
God.
Did you see those poles shaking too?
Oh yeah, the one on the left, Mark's pole, original pole, was definitely. I was like, woo, wow, shaky pole.
Yeah,
don't want to bend. I loved the idea. I actually liked the number overall as a general theme, and it was different and it was perfect for her.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite number of the night. It didn't make me want her to win, but it definitely showcased her, and I can't say enough about her journey and everything,
So
her coming out of her shell and everything, and I look forward to her new flow routine and all of that stuff in the near future. But yeah, it was it was, I don't know what else to say. Just that.
Was something missing for you in the number?
Well, yeah, there was, but I don't know what it was.
What did you guys think when you saw it?
Honestly, I loved it. I agree with you. I think Mark could not have done a more perfect routine for her. And seriously, the strength and the athleticism that you need to pull off a routine like that.
Amazing.
Wow.
Props to Mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Because Ali is a
Allie's
gymnast.
strong, but Mark was probably like,
I love that when he was like, I was huffing and puffing by the time I got up there, and she just.
Yeah,
she was up there.
she's just there.
Seriously.
And she doesn't use her legs. She wasn't using her legs. I mean, just arms. I couldn't do that in gym
crazy.
class as a kid. I can't do it now.
No.
Like the flexed arm hang, those were horrible.
There were things about that number, though, that I adored when they were dancing underneath the laser, just simple
so
effects that they
cool,
had
yeah.
Right.
that I thought were just brilliant.
Yeah.
And Mark is so good with all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Perfect routine for her. No, not my absolute favourite of the night, simply because there were some things that were absolutely outstanding. But for her, perfect.
Yeah. And she had the time of her life.
Oh,
I like that Mark takes chances and risks in his choreography and likes to, push boundaries a little bit. I mean, I know that's what he's about, so I really give him a lot of props. And
yeah, I feel
respect
like
for that.
he's really good at finding what his partner's going to be good at. Like, he doesn't do dances that he's like, okay, I like this, so we're going to do this. He's always making it so that his partners look good.
Yep.
I feel like all season he did his dances to cater to Allie,
Which is great.
You know,
Of
like
course.
always, all of his dances were what Allie should be. You know what I mean? It was never like, okay, she's just doing a regular samba or cha-cha. It was everything was put together for her. So I feel like he's really good at that.
And if I look at what Jacoby's freestyle was and what Allie's freestyle was, this is where I was surprised on Tuesday night that she wound up coming in fourth and he wound up coming in third. I
was
kind
shocked.
of probably would have swapped them.
Yeah, definitely.
Based on that.
Based on that.
Yeah, I'm
I
with
understand
you.
there's a lot of other things
Factors.
to factors
Right,
and everything
right.
else.
Yeah, I
if
agree
you're-
with you on that.
But so many people take a look at those freestyles because you wait all season for this to come along,
Yeah.
and that's when. And this is
Right.
what I think flipped some of the scoring too, and flipped the final results.
Yeah.
Then we go to Kelly and Derek, the encore dance and their freestyle, which was stripped down and bare, and that was a risk when you do a supersized freestyle. But I think it was probably the best
The best,
decision
yeah.
that happened.
That
It
number
was-
was stunning.
It was unreal. What
Amazing.
My jaw was on the floor when I was watching it.
I was sitting
Like,
there going,
just
I don't
amazing.
even know if I could pull that off. Like that
lean.
move, her abs.
No, wait, that's when I screamed. When they were doing, is it just a lean?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? I literally stood up and started screaming.
It was amazing. Like I
was
can't
blown
even.
away.
Yeah.
When you have the pros blown away, it says something.
Yeah.
Truly. And you know what? Teaching a routine like that is a testament to how good of a teacher Derek is, not just
yeah.
a choreographer.
Yeah.
The transitions in those lifts were unbelievably difficult. The lean is very impressive and very, very difficult. Very few people can do it, but learning transitions.
That's the hard part.
She was swinging around his body with no feet on the floor for a good, 5-6 seconds at a time.
And she looked
you know
like
what I mean?
she weighed nothing. She was just perfectly.
Well, she does weigh nothing.
Yeah, that is true. She's pretty tiny.
But no, just so impressive. Music used beautifully. A song that I absolutely adore. I'm so glad that Derek got to choreograph to it with her. I think that is a piece very unique that we're not going to see very often on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a kind
That's
of a
something that's like
breathtaking.
you would see on So You Think with two dancers that
Exactly.
are great. Like literally
training
that's-
for years.
Exactly. I was shocked.
Yeah, and I look at Derek, and he's had two really outstanding routines. One was with Kelly, and then the other one he danced with Jamie Goodwin.
Oh my gosh.
And I talked to Jamie Goodwin on Sunday at Shaping Sound at the performance, and she was saying, I mean, how many bruises they were getting, and she had never danced with Derek before, which I thought was interesting. They had never met, and he just called her up and was like, hey, you want to do this number on Dancing with the Stars? And kind of amazing, but I was like, those are two Emmy type of nominee
Derek
nominations.
is brilliant. Every performance, I'm blown away by him.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, an element, the choreo, whatever. There's always something that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
it's his stamp. It's his. You know, it's him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
And Carrie Ann Inaba cried.
She did.
Finally, with Kelly. There you go.
Oh my gosh.
And when she cries, she's always like, ah!
I know. The ugly cry.
She goes right to ugly
The ugly cry.
She ugly cried for Andy.
For
Well,
Andy.
she had lost her dad, so I mean,
That was a tough one.
yeah, that was very tough. She lost her dad like right before the season started. So I know. I thought, oh my gosh, that must have hit her right where it hurts.
Struck a chord.
Yep. Zendaya and Val doing their This was a mix. This was kind of interesting because it was really a mix of styles. He wanted to showcase some of the ballroom, which I think was probably a good move to show that she's not just a hip hop dancer.
Yeah.
I was a little underwhelmed though. I wanted a little bit more. I don't know, I felt like she's capable of so much. She's so good.
Can you guys touch on how much content was in their routine?
As in all the different dance styles?
In that number, was there content, like, was it a lot of content, and we should give them props for that, even though, because I found it a little underwhelming too. I just it was great, but it wasn't.
It could have
She's
been
so
because
good.
it was after
Yeah.
Derek and Kelly's, though. I mean, it was
Good point.
after that, so everyone was so and then also
Emotional.
you expect so much from Zendaya every week.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing, so it's almost harder for them because they have to live up to what everybody's expecting of
You
them.
go, oh, freestyle, well, this
They're
is going to
gonna
be
be
the best thing I've ever
amazing.
seen. And it just followed something that was so amazing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought Zendaya was great. I thought putting the ballroom in was a great move. Doing the contemporary, adding the mix. Possibly it was not enough of one thing for people to attach to. It was too much changing around. Me personally, I enjoyed it, but it might not have been everyone's cup of tea. And it's really hard to follow up what Derek just did.
Yeah,
You know, I think if it stood on its own, it was a brilliant number.
If it had been maybe in Jacoby's position versus, coming out first.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And I thought, again, Zendaya executed it beautifully. Were people disappointed because they wanted to see her do a straight up hip hop number? I don't
could've
know.
been it,
But the
yeah.
thing is, she just did that
Yeah.
the week before, so it's a tough one. I really enjoyed it, but, I understand that a lot of people feel like it was underwhelming. So
Yeah, did she wind up being sort of shortchanged because she did hip hop the week before? Maybe there should have
Possibly.
been some space. Maybe
Yeah,
if
it was
they'd done-
almost kind of like we didn't see anything too new that we hadn't seen from her.
Right.
Like, I think she was amazing as always, but I don't think there's necessarily like, oh wow, we've never seen her do that. That's so, it was
Right,
kind of just because she did the contemporary, she's done the contemporary, because she was just as good. So I think it was maybe a little bit of like they were expecting to see more than they have seen, and she did amazing, but it wasn't anything over the top.
And she started at a level up here. And I
That's-
think what happened too, she really improved. And then I think the last couple weeks, she kind of plateaued. Nothing wrong with that because
she's already amazing.
She's already incredible. And I don't want
Exactly.
anyone to think anything otherwise. She's such a superstar. But I feel like we saw a little bit more of an improvement of Kelly, at least connecting the technique with the
Yeah.
emotions and things like that. And then it culminated in the freestyle dance.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people attach themselves to, the journey, the improvement,
Exactly.
seeing
That's
someone
what it's
grow.
about.
And Zendaya, it's almost a disadvantage to be so amazing from the start.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, sometimes viewers get really bored with that.
Yeah.
Because
And
you're
then they
just the same
expect
every
so
week.
much.
No, but it's true because, Zendaya's amazing. She's always going to be amazing. But look how well Kelly's doing. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that was so much better than last week. And Ali's journey is just incredible because she's
And
going
Andy.
for it.
Yeah.
Andy.
Everyone was waiting for Andy to fall apart and like screw up and get arrested. And he didn't.
Exactly.
He was
and he
great.
didn't. And he didn't. I mean, well,
Come on. I'm not the only one that thought that.
I think everyone's still waiting for it, but it's not going to happen. He's in an amazing place.
It's good.
But yeah, it's tough. I think conceptually might be where that one
Yeah.
lost it. For me, I feel like it conceptually could have been stronger for her
Yeah.
because she is an incredible dancer. So it was right there for it to be used. It just wasn't harnessed the right way, I don't think.
One thing I'd love to address with all of this and some of the dances, because we saw Ali deal with her footwear as well as Zendaya. A lot of fans were upset that Zendaya wasn't wearing heels in certain dances, that she was wearing sneakers or she was wearing jazz shoes, and Ali did this quite a bit as well. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, should it be required to wear heels? It is a little bit different balance on turns and things like that.
Absolutely.
Wait, and I want to point out that Sean last season, the only time I ever saw her in flats was when she was actually going to tumble in that really amazing number where that Derek and her.
And you can't be tumbling. If you,
Oh my gosh, that was the
Right.
coolest.
Yeah.
That was the only number I saw her in flats.
Right.
Just as a.
Yeah, I mean,
And in the past, other
It's hard,
contestants have been
'cause-
called out on that. So I guess,
and I get it because ballroom dancers always wear their ballroom heels.
And that's what it makes it different. It's like
Yeah.
it really does. It's totally different dancing with heels on than without them. So
True.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a completely different balance. You have
And there's
to,
different heel heights. I mean, I wore character shoes when I did musical theater dance and
Yeah.
everything else. So I mean, you don't have to get the higher
high,
heels.
yeah.
I understand that. So
I think Allie even had little ones in the beginning of the season, didn't she?
Yeah, she had little heels,
Little.
and she wore the little jazz shoes.
Yeah, what are they? Character heels, like the.
No, the soft ones.
Oh, just jazz shoes.
They're just
Just
jazz shoes.
jazz
Yeah.
shoes.
Just jazz
Oh,
shoes.
just jazz shoes.
Well, we saw a lot.
Jazz shoes.
Oh, just jazz shoes. She wore those, but sometimes
gore
they
boots.
paint them different colours and stuff
Right.
to match the
Yeah.
costume.
But we saw a lot of them this year, I thought.
Yeah, we did.
So-
Yeah.
A lot of flats.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if you have someone in heels, their ankles aren't strong, or they
Yeah.
can't do it, or they're going to turn, they're going to hurt themselves, what risk do you take? Do you keep them in the heels at the fear of fans or judges going, that's not right? Or, do you take them out of the heels at the risk of that? Or do you keep them in them at the risk of them falling over, spraining an ankle and being out of the competition?
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, for me, I would have to really assess that. Is it necessary for me to wear heels? Yes, it is for me. All right. For me, I have to wear heels. Is it necessary for my dancer to wear heels? For the men, for example, they don't necessarily always wear the right shoes.
No.
But because you don't see it, no one goes nuts about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for the most part, some of them are wearing flat jazz shoes. Some of them wear only Latin shoes because they're more flexible. They don't wear the shiny ballroom shoes.
And Victor
Yeah.
brought that up because he
Yeah.
didn't want to wear some
Oh
of the
no,
higher
he
heels.
did, and it's like you kind of have to pick and choose your battles to have with them. You know what I mean? Like if they don't want to wear the shoes, I'd rather him get the choreography and do the dance well than wear the shoe that I want him to wear because
Right.
that's what's important. As long as they can go out, like as for pros, it's like you really have to just focus on like the most important thing, which is actually being able to do the dance Monday
Right,
night.
exactly.
And then if they get that down and you can add more factors in as such as like ballroom heels, wearing the correct shoe, really getting technique down, that's when you start adding on top of that. But originally it's just you have to focus on the most important thing. So, I mean, it's hard wearing heels for the girls. It is. And I understand
much.
that if you're not used to it, it could be crazy on top of all the other stuff you're learning. So I think it's okay that I think it just should be up to the couples and they should decide. I don't think it's
Yeah. I think worry about the dance content
Yeah.
and the dance first.
Yeah.
And if the
Footwear
shoes-
controversy.
yeah.
Right. To me, I mean, look, I am a ballroom dancer and I love wearing heels and I feel like that's the way it should be done. But would I force it on everyone else?
No, it's not worth it.
Just do the dance.
And smile and wave.
Sneakers, you guys, like they don't always have the best line, even though Zendaya it's hard to point your toes and
No, it is
things like
very
that. So
hard.
it
Yeah.
changes the
Right.
line. So
Possibly Converse wasn't a good move.
Yeah, maybe. yeah.
maybe the jazz sneakers. Jazz sneakers are great because they have the break.
Something, you know. But
Yeah.
Something.
yeah.
The jazz sneakers have the
Moving on.
break and the arch, which is
Right.
good. So
Right.
all right, we move on to the results show, and so much going on in 2 hours last night. I mean,
1,500 dances.
holy
Literally.
cow, I don't even know where to start. I just want to say it was a really fun opening and nice to see everyone back.
Yeah.
Winona was still not moving. I said this to you. She like rolls in, and I was like, that woman didn't move all season.
Kristyn.
I love Winona, and I thought she was capable of so much. I really did. I think she just like got so nervous. I
did.
really, truly did.
Her nerves
Yeah.
locked her
Yes.
up a lot.
Because I think she is so much fun on stage when she performs, and she was
She's
great when she
amazing.
was singing.
She's a superstar. She's a
She is.
superstar.
And I was disappointed. I really wanted to see something from her this season. I was expecting more, I guess.
Yes, I heard that she. We always felt like she could do a lot more, and I heard that she wasn't really able to do a lot more.
It's too bad.
But
That's too bad.
anyway,
I love her.
I love all the opening numbers.
Yes, Emma. And there was so much that we saw. Was a lot of the numbers that
So
we
many
saw that
numbers.
came back, which was great.
Yeah.
How many numbers you choreographed? The one with Andy.
The one with Andy and the all girls
all
number.
the girls.
Sexy.
Oh, a lot of fun.
That's
So much fun. I love your choreography.
Thank
I
you.
love it. I
Thank
do. Can I say that again?
It's always amazing.
I love it.
It's amazing.
It is. It really is,
And
right? How is it
such a good? It's like such a good job with Andy. I mean, all season he always looked good. Like I said about like with Derek, and she catered to Andy every single week. Like he looked amazing, and I know that it was hard for her because we all talk. We come to each other and say, "I'm gonna kill myself," but no, it's like it's crazy because she pulled something out of Andy that I don't think anybody else could have. So it's just it's crazy. And then the girls' piece, oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
Well, there's a reason we did it twice. It was
Right.
that good.
It was
Well,
that
look,
good.
I mean, there were lots of numbers, and you didn't choreograph them all, and the ones that you didn't, I didn't know who did. I can
Right.
usually tell when you or somebody else I know that does it.
Yeah.
You can
Specific
kind of
style.
tell, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has their style.
Lacey Schwimmer, I
Enjoy
know, did the
yours.
opening number, and
I'm sure I'm not alone. I know people loved her numbers.
But it was fun. I mean, we had Psy, we had Pitbull, and Pitbull did the commercial at the beginning of the season.
Yes,
with
he
you guys.
did.
that
Yes,
was
Feel
fun.
This Moment. That was fun.
Yeah. So that is really
Seems
fun.
like
They were
forever ago.
saying that Psy was one of their favorite numbers of the season to do.
Oh my gosh, so
Right.
fun.
It really was. I mean, just how simple it was and so much fun and how cheeky it was.
And he was
you
so
know.
sweet too. Like after you didn't see this, but after he thanked the audience and thanked for being on, like, was just so sweet and like really just a nice person. So I think that made it better.
And also, which I really did not expect, Pitbull is such a gentleman.
yeah, he is so
yeah.
nice.
He is
So
incredibly sweet and
Yeah.
respectful, and it's just
He like cares about his dancers. He's very sweet to all of
amazing.
his people.
I never ever expected that, and that is not because I didn't mean to put him in a box. I'm sorry.
No, but it's true.
But-
Good to hear.
Yeah.
It's so true. I was taken by that too another time when
Yeah.
he was performing where I was. Anyway, I didn't expect to love him. I just didn't have money expectations.
No.
I don't know what that means, but you know.
Right.
And I was blown away by all of that, and also by in person. I don't know if it reads to people on TV, but in person, he is a showman.
Yeah.
He
Oh, yeah.
is. He put on like an hour concert where we were one night, and I was blown away.
Yeah, I was
Much
really
respect.
pleasantly
Big
surprised.
production numbers. Big production numbers.
Yeah.
We do need to mention the Insta dances, which did happen. Which I mean, I sit there and feel like, were they necessary again?
No.
And
I
it's
felt
just
so bad for them. I was like,
it's a
don't
lot of
do this
stress.
to them. Just let them have one day of, okay, we did it. It's over.
Just let them turn up and be like, okay, I'm just gonna find out my fate. That's it. I don't have to worry about
Because I
dancing
don't really
again.
feel like it mattered. It didn't affect who. I mean, yeah, they say, but I honestly don't think.
Well,
it
when
really
everyone
changed
gets
anything.
tens,
Oh yeah, they all did. Wait,
This is why I said scores don't matter this night. 'Cause I was like, I'm not even going to talk about scores.
true, everyone
It
getting
was not
10s.
even worth it.
I forgot about
Well,
that.
as pros, can you guys kind of explain to the audience at home that what you actually would have to do to create that Insta dance? Like, why is it so hard?
it's incredible. You have no time, no music. It's
Everyone's tired.
everyone.
Yeah.
Your brain
They're
is
done.
fried.
Brain
Yeah.
is dead.
And
They are done.
especially come Tuesday, your body and your brain's going, we're done, right? We're done. This is it. We're done. Like,
Yeah.
we're just going to chill now, no? And you're trying to tell it, no, you've got another 6 8s to learn. You've got to do it. We don't know what song yet, but we've got to do it now. And it's just like your body
I
and
cannot imagine.
even as a pro dancer, your body and your brain's going, really?
Yeah.
We're doing this right
You're
now?
just done. Like,
And the celebrities just looking at you like, this is, are you
Do I have to
crazy?
do
Like, I
this?
don't know what this is.
Yeah.
What cha-cha? I've never learned cha-cha. You know, it's everything you learn goes out the window.
Awkward too, like it's like here comes Brooke Burke, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like,
oh, we're just
She
working on our
knows she doesn't want to interrupt.
She's like, I'm sorry.
And you just see the pros turn around and go, grrr, like, leave me alone.
and there's a producer in her ear, like, "Get in their face now."
Right, exactly. Get that drama. Get that drama.
Right.
Funny.
A couple things. Let's talk about Allie first, because she was eliminated in the first hour of the show yesterday. Were you guys surprised on the fourth?
I was surprised.
I was surprised
honestly.
too, so-
I definitely didn't think fourth place for her.
What was
so.
it feel like backstage when all of a sudden they announced Allie?
I
Were you
mean,
like,
I believe my reaction was, what?
yeah, I was kind of like, but when you're backstage, it's kind of like you don't want to really react in any way because everyone's there, and you don't want to be like, oh my gosh, why? Because then,
No.
then the
Walk
people are
out.
like. So I mean, we were all just kind of like, I think everybody mutually knew that they were surprised, but we didn't necessarily like have a big
Except
conversation
for
about
Sharna,
it.
who stands there and goes, what?
We're all like, shush.
Gotta be me.
It's just Sharna.
Gotta be
It's just
me.
Sharna. I wasn't surprised. I'm sorry. I wasn't.
I was, but
I was only surprised because of based on that one number.
Yeah.
Based on the Monday night. That's
Yeah.
the only reason. But if I look at the whole season, for me, I wasn't that surprised.
yeah, if you look
it
at
could
the
have
whole
gone either way.
because I had
Yeah.
flipped my order from what I had chosen last week after the show, and then after Monday, I said I'm flipping a
Right,
couple people
I saw
around, but it was because you have to remember everyone's going to vote what's fresh in their brain and what they're seeing on
Yeah.
Monday night. So other than the people that are hardcore, like I'm on Team Kelly or I'm on Team Zendaya,
Yeah.
other people that are just kind of like, well, they were both great. Who am I going to vote for? People are going off what they're seeing on Monday night.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
that's why I thought I was a little surprised. But I want to get to this voting issue.
Oh, right.
ABC.com, and did you guys hear
yeah,
anything?
it went down.
It went down. In the middle of the
halfway
East
through the
Coast
show.
live feed.
How? Or why?
It was never explained.
Who knows?
Yeah, and I want to say just a couple things because I tried to get a little bit of information here and there, and one of my sources was completely shut down by ABC, so they just don't really want to talk about it, which I thought was interesting because The Voice on NBC had something very similar happen on May 8th. They actually brought out the outside voting firm, and they had the CEO come on, and he explained the whole thing, what had happened. They said we couldn't count the text and the online voting because this happened. So only like the phone, only this was counted, and this is why this wasn't counted, but it didn't affect the results. Now, some fans think with the voting, because they eliminated all of the ABC.com votes, that it perhaps affected Allie and Zendaya's voting because
that's
younger.
where the
Right. And Allie said something backstage about how she wasn't that concerned because most of her fans are voting on Facebook, is what she was overheard saying.
And if you looked at Facebook, it looked like Kelly was going to win. If you look at the Facebook page from the people that voted, it was Kelly more than Zendaya.
Well, let's get their opinions. What do you guys?
I don't really know how you weigh up what effect that had on the results. Honestly, I almost feel like they just needed to wipe all voting clean and say, when it's back up and running, now everybody vote.
Yeah,
now you have until 10 o'clock in the morning or whatever to vote, and then tally it up, because whatever it is, there was downtime. So whoever danced first gets these votes, and whoever danced after them doesn't.
And then there was the West Coast feed because we're 3 hours behind, and so we're watching something that Tom Bergeron's saying, and you're like, is it up or is it not up?
Is it, so people that get confused.
And they don't
we
try.
cut off a lot of our international fans. A lot of people that watch the show in other countries couldn't vote unless it was just on Facebook. But some
don't have that.
65-year-olds don't have Facebook.
And they don't want to
go to the
take
ABC
the
website
time
and vote.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like we did lose a lot of votes. I don't know if it played on what
We'll
the
never
result
know.
was.
We'll never
There's no way to know,
Never, ever know.
Val was pretty pissed.
And I've got to say that legally, they probably had to just wipe out the entire thing because
They wiped off all
remember,
online.
ABC is not counting these votes. It's standards and practices. It's an outside firm, and they probably are just like, legally, you just need to get rid of
it
this.
all, yeah.
It's tough because not everyone has Facebook. Not everyone's an AT&T customer. I'm not. I can't text my vote or anything. You can call. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of exclusionary things and you can go on, but they had to do what they had to do, and I think legally it was just wipe it clean.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
That would be frustrating.
A lot of kids, and I can understand why Val is upset. I mean,
A lot of kids probably do that.
use the internet. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of kids are online on their phones and whatnot.
And Disney Channel little kids don't have cell phones probably. The parents are probably like, yeah, go online and vote for Zendaya. Like, that's probably what they do because they don't have, you know what I mean? So it's kind of, that does kind of suck.
It's not. I'm
That's
sure some people are
frustrating.
like, it's not fair, but you know, it's
It is
that's
what
the
it
way
is.
it is. What it is. And that's the way it went.
Can't do anything.
We had a lot of questions about sportsmanship this season. And it was interesting because so many people, we went through this whole thing of Zendaya's a ringer and ABC's just promoting her and everyone loved Team Kelly and Team Zendaya were fighting quite a bit. And then some people felt like some of the pros with on Zendaya's side were unfair yesterday. And I think overall, like, I look back, I take a step back from all this because I don't want to point fingers at anyone, but I just think, shouldn't we be happy we had two amazing women in the finals?
Exactly.
Oh my
and
gosh.
we're all here because we love dance. And shouldn't this be what we're celebrating?
And really, I feel like it doesn't, I don't know, this is just me. I mean, I would love to win, obviously, but at the same time, it kind of almost doesn't really change anything as far as, like, it doesn't make one of them, you know what I mean? They both made it to the finals. They both were in the top two. 2 seconds of saying you won. That's all that it was.
And
that's
a
all the
$12
difference.
trophy.
Yeah, a trophy that I could probably make at my house. I mean, it gives you the title, but at the same time, it's kind of like they both made it the same distance. They both got the same amount of TV time. They're both getting as much. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's kind of. I know.
Wait,
I don't know.
who was being bad sportsmen? I didn't hear any of this. Yesterday?
Oh yeah, I'd love
your
to hear this.
boys.
Let's hear the drama.
Your boys, babe.
they
Your
were.
boys. You're not, don't be surprised.
And their studio was tweeting out some things, and a lot of people, it's Dance With
really?
Me USA.
I have a
think lot of
term
people
for
are
it, but I'm not going to say it on air. But yes, their team.
Their team.
The team.
The team, the fam, the familia.
Let's get.
The familia.
Sorry.
Yes. Well, you
Here come
know.
the YouTube comments. But here's the one thing. I mean, I think, you know, everyone's competitive. Everyone does want to win.
Yeah.
This is not, like I said, mirror ball or no mirror ball. Zendaya is going to be a superstar,
yeah.
Exactly.
eclipsing all of us in the room,
Absolutely.
and then 8,000 other people that we know that are celebrities. I mean, it's amazing.
This isn't the first time we've questioned the outcome. I mean, either one of them could have won, and we would probably be very happy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
think because they're both amazing. Same thing with last season. either one of them could have won. And I thought, you know what I mean? So
Right.
it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
I got asked a lot in Pressline last night about what I thought, and of course we all got asked the same thing. And I think it's actually Kelly Pickler that says it best. Everybody likes their coffee different.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I wanted to, Val being a very good friend of mine and me watching their journey and what he did, I wanted him to take home the mirror ball. You know, and I will say that straight up and loud. I wanted him to take home the mirror ball. But did I think that Derek and Kelly's freestyle was the best number of the entire season? Yes. You know, they were both outstanding, and Kelly was absolutely incredible the whole way through also. You know, you can't deny that. So it depends on what you like. You know, and me, I had one, the other one, I chose Val and Zendaya, but the others won, and I'm happy for them too.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly difficult and rewarding journey, and can you just be happy for everybody?
Yeah,
that gets there at the end of
exactly.
the day?
It just never is going to be perfect ending.
No.
It's reality
never.
TV.
It's not everybody's
Everybody's
gonna be
going to have
happy.
different choices.
Yeah.
And
you
that's
know.
exactly it. The ladies each brought two different things to the table, two different styles of dance. And again, you know, you're going to like one or you're going to like the other, but they were both so incredible. And again,
Exactly.
I challenge all you guys to get out there for 10 weeks and go on live TV and do it, because I know doing anything live is hard and mistakes happen and it's nerve-wracking and it's hard.
I agree. And but you know, I think his team, his familia, they were all shocked that he didn't win, because I think they expected it. I mean, you look at Tony's face. If you guys saw it on the playback on TV,
No, I haven't seen
would
it.
you never see him do nothing but smile to the camera? He was like,
I told Suri I was going to make a GIF out of it and send it
no,
to you.
it really was. Yeah, I was like, oh, you were just caught like, completely. Yeah. Anyway.
It's a moment of shock. And
It
that's
was.
the
It was.
beauty of live TV.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
You catch those
Certainly
moments.
entertaining.
Yes, I think we've hit all of the hot topics that I kind of wanted to touch base with. I want to do a really quick speed round from Kim, which I thought was kind of fun. And you guys,
Wait, can I just say one thing before? Not in between. I want to make sure that we talk about Dorothy and Christy really quick. That number. I didn't want to forget that number because it was so beautiful.
It was so
yes,
good.
that was incredible.
That was
And
special for them.
I did tweet out last night that I thought it might have been an all-ladies top 4 had Dorothy been able to stay in the competition. I don't, maybe, you know.
We don't know,
Or we
but-
don't know, but it could have possibly been, because she is such a lovely dancer, and I'm sorry we didn't get to see her all
I
season.
loved that they brought Christy, and then we got to see Henry, our Henry.
I know,
Yeah, he
because
did
poor
amazing.
Tristan's still
he did.
injured.
I know, bless
So
him.
sad.
Yeah.
Poor thing broke his toe. But Henry did a fantastic job with her. Henry is another wonderful dancer.
Mr.
Incredible.
Fill-in.
I can't
Yeah.
stop watching him when he's on the floor.
Yeah,
he's
amazing.
great.
Fierce.
He's also done some great pieces this season. He actually did one that I loved that Peter Murgatroyd and I got to do. We're wearing all those feathers.
Oh,
Yes.
So I was like, yes, thank you for giving me this number to dance. I love
That
it.
was amazing.
So good. Walking down all over the guys and
He's
stuff.
a
It was just
talent.
So much fun. Super talented.
is.
I think he's
We're going to see
his
more
work.
from him.
Yeah.
I really hope that they make him pro. Not to say I want anyone to leave, you know, add
Right.
more to the
Yeah.
cast, but
Yeah.
I feel like Henry really more than deserves to be up there.
I think he's ready too, and I think we've seen that this season too. They really showced him quite a bit.
did. Yeah,
they did.
and
Absolutely.
it was nice to see him.
Kind of like you last season.
Look at that.
She's all giggly.
I've gone red. I've gone red.
So cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, now you can do your thing. I
now
just
we
wanted
can
to make
speed
sure
round.
that we got that in there.
Just a quick speed round, whatever comes to your mind.
gonna be
This is
fun.
from Kim. She wanted to know what your favorite moments were overall of the season. What was your overall favorite moment?
Go.
Dancing contemporary with Victor.
Go.
4, 3,
These
2.
balls.
Yeah.
That was kind of speedy.
Toughest moment. Go.
Oh, what you saw on TV, Victor breakdown.
Yes, you handled that so well. I said that.
really did.
I was so impressed because
really
the
did.
19-year-old KB here would have flipped out. So
Actually, toughest moment, Victor forgot our pasta doble, but no one knew. No one knew except for me.
Right? You
Toughest
did, yes,
moment.
You did really well.
Wow.
Toughest moment, our initial meltdown
oh yeah,
in the first 10 days of rehearsals. That was a tough one.
he had an ugly cry. He did.
That was a tough one. He had a definite ugly cry. There was pretty much that much Kleenex on the floor. We weren't kidding.
That was real. They
That
just
was
brought
real.
it back
They
from the
just-
trash
yeah.
can.
Oh my god.
Funniest moment. Go.
Oh, probably honestly when Victor forgot the pasta doble.
Okay.
Like I was terrible in the moment, and then after I was like, that just happened.
You're like, what
He
the heck?
forgot the whole dance. It was kind of funny, but I was pretty mad.
Funniest.
This is
Probably
hard.
every day with Andy.
Every day.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't pick one.
Character.
Andy.
Funniest moment, Andy.
Andy.
It works.
Most exciting.
Probably when we got 8s because that was the only 8s we got. On my first season.
Yeah, never got one. Oh no, wait, did we get an 8? No, we never got an 8.
You got a 7?
We got a. Did we get a 9 in the group dance?
I think so.
I was like, babe, we got a 9.
I gotta say the funniest when he was like, we got a 5.
Oh, that was
Like,
amazing. Oh my God, Carrie Ann, you bitch.
That was my favorite moments. Funny. Oh my God.
handled it so
Actually, there we go. Funniest moment shooting that package with him.
So funny.
I could not stop laughing the whole time.
So
You could see
funny.
it in me. I couldn't stop laughing.
I think the week that you guys got those, I saw it on your face. You knew it was like over.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Oh, you know when you're going home.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what's funny. Cheryl
so
Burke
fun-
said that to me.
You know.
You just know.
Yeah.
She said it to me that week. She's like, babe, I've got my suitcase packed. I was like, what do you mean you got your suitcase packed? You're not going home.
And then
Yeah.
she went
She goes,
home.
yes, I am.
You just know.
I know
You
I'm
just
going
know.
home.
Yeah.
I turned up that Tuesday. I was like, no, even that Monday night, I was like,
Oh.
all right, I'm going to Sayers because we're going home tomorrow.
I remember she was. She was like, yeah, I'm going out.
I have not been out in 3 months. I'm going to Sayers to have a drink because we're going home tomorrow.
Cocktail time.
Right?
Gosh.
One thing I want to know, and it's always interesting because sometimes you see the mouth move while you're dancing. Are you guys calling out, counts and steps sometimes?
I literally talk. I have like choreographed words for each dance.
Yep.
Like the whole entire dance, it's like on 8, I have to say move that way. On 2, I have to say, okay, step with your right foot. Like literally, it's choreographed. I have to remember. It's like, that's probably the hardest part. Okay, what do I need to tell him? What do I need to tell him to do it? Because if I didn't do that, oh my gosh.
You wouldn't get through it.
Literally, I'm not kidding you, the Paso Doble. If you watch it back and watch me, I am full out screaming the entire dance. Not just like, okay, come on. It's like, no, like the whole entire time. I watched it back and I was like,
Wouldn't you like to hear Mike? I would like to hear Mike's performance.
I would love
I would not like
No,
to do
you
that.
don't want to.
So embarrassing because I literally yelled the
Oh my
entire
gosh.
routine.
Everyone go back and watch the Paso Doble. What week was that? Do you know?
That was,
like week 4? or
yeah,
something?
the week 4 where they're
I
like best
remember.
year of my life or something. Oh gosh.
But not all pros have to yell throughout, or give pointers. It depends on who they have as a
It
partner.
depends on it depends on your partner. Andy, I certainly needed to give him cues in certain things. For the most part, he was okay.
Right.
It would be when he has to start the routine because he would just get nervous about when to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes through just little cues for him through the routine.
There's been lots of Tony's partners where I see him talking the whole routine.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do.
Who had Kate Gosselin and was that Tony?
Tony.
He had to push
Yeah.
her around. It's like a
You love that. You always
I love that.
That's your favorite
But it
moment.
is because it's like,
You literally, it's like herding some sheep. Tell them what to do.
poor
push 'em
Tony.
around.
Poor
No, but
Tony.
Victor would talk about you screaming at him like with the
Oh.
gloves and just.
That was literally the most stressful night of my life. Like I've never had a moment when I'm dancing on TV where I go, it's done. We can't finish this dance. That was a moment where I was literally like, he's gonna walk off stage. He's gonna stop dancing.
Wow.
I was literally at that moment. I screamed the entire thing, talked him through the whole entire dance. It was the worst we'd ever done it. So
Did you feel, and I felt this watching
was
him,
so sad.
did you feel like he quit like the last couple weeks? Like he kind of reached a point and he was like he felt a little defeated.
I mean, it's very hard, and he was going through a lot. But I
Yep.
definitely feel like towards the end, he was just done.
Yep.
Like it was very hard for me
I
to get
felt
him
it as a
motivated.
viewer.
It was very hard for me to keep him focused. He just was he was caught up in a lot of things, and he was just done. And he wanted to go back and hang out with his friends and not be in the studio all day long. So
There we go.
Which is a little surprising, but for me, just because he's an athlete.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're not built like that. But when you have a lot of different things, you never know when somebody's
Yeah.
going through a lot of
Headspace.
stuff.
Well, I think
you
it
know?
got to the
Yeah.
point where he wasn't really. He let it become not fun, because
Yep.
you can either make it fun, you can have fun in the rehearsals, you can say, you know what, it's okay, I don't care if I'm not the best dancer, but I think he is such a perfectionist that it got to the point where he was like, I'm not good at this, so I'm gonna hate every second of it.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you're not gonna have fun, and you're gonna hate it. Like if we,
You could feel it. You
Yeah,
could feel it
exactly.
as a viewer.
So it was really hard for us the last couple weeks just to get him motivated.
Okay, I love this question. It's from Emily, and she said, describe your partner in 3 words.
Oh my gosh.
3 words.
Go.
I'm going to put Sharna on the spot first. She's deep in thought.
Oh, 3 words for Andy. I
so
don't even know.
excited.
There's like a whole dictionary.
Emily,
go.
this
A
is a good
dictionary.
question.
Someone go.
Oh, 3 words: rambunctious. I don't want to say immature, but
Immature?
youthful. Youthful. Let's give them youthful.
Youthful.
And
Fantastic.
passionate. about what he wants to do.
Okay. Genuine.
Yes.
Aw.
There's just so many. Okay. Genuine, exhausting, and amazing.
Oh, those are, I think those are
good.
Yeah, those are definitely
Those are
good.
good.
I thought that was a great question. This one just. They didn't even sign their name, but they were like, Sharna, I love you, like screaming. Hope she comes back next year. She was amazing. And I've been watching Lindsay since So You Think You Can Dance, exclamation point.
All
1,600
capital
times.
letters, like shouty capital letters.
I just had to, I don't know, that was.
Thank you very much, whoever you were.
Yes, thank you.
I just love the shouting. I don't know. I
Right.
just thought it was amazing. There was a New York Post article, I think, today, and it was talking a lot about next season, saying Derek is leaving and Cheryl is leaving, and that Carrie Hananaba and Len are off, and only Bruno's returning.
Starting all sorts of rumors.
Lots of
and
rumors.
Yeah.
Thoughts.
And we've also heard the rumor that Clark Gregg, and some people may not know the name, but it is Jennifer Grey's husband. You know, she won a season on Dancing with the Stars. That he's already signed up to do the show, and I thought that's really unusual when people find out the day before, like who's doing the show and who their partner
Right.
is.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of.
hush hush.
To be honest, we went through all those rumors for last season, didn't we?
Yeah, there's so
about
many-
Derek and Cheryl and everything. Look, you know, Derek has been with the show for a very long time. He didn't know if he was coming back for this season. He says that openly. So will he come back next season? I don't know. Maybe it will be right for him to come back and the offer will be too great of who he would get would be too great to pass up. Or maybe that man is so busy. He has got so many things
busy.
going
Yeah.
on. You know, and he's a very talented individual, and, you know, I'm sure he has a lot of what am I trying to say? Career
Options,
moves and
yeah.
options
Right.
outside of Dancing with
Yeah.
the Stars he's waiting to take on.
Yeah.
Cheryl is also the same, a very, very busy woman, a very successful woman outside Dancing with the Stars. I would understand if they wanted to move on. It would also be very sad to not have them there with us
Yeah.
because they're like the foundation of Dancing with the Stars. They've been there
Exactly.
for so long.
And people need to understand you're locked into an ABC contract. You can't always. You
That
can't
is
just be
locked
hopping.
tight.
Yeah, you can't be hopping around networks.
No.
So people need to understand
fine.
that at a certain point you might want to grow and you have other opportunities. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there and say that if Derek is able to come back with everything he has going on, he would. That I would just throw that out there. Just because he said that he wasn't going to come back, and he came back because his creative juices kind of flow even more
Yeah.
so when he's on the show,
Well, and it's
with
such,
everything else.
It's such
So-
like an amazing. As much as they probably have other opportunities, for me, it was probably the best thing I've ever could have done. It's just such a good thing as a dancer, and I feel like they have lots of other things, but I know they all love it. They've been doing it since season 1, Cheryl. So I think it's like, I think definitely if they have time and if they're able to, they'd love to be back because that's their home. That's what built them, and that's what got them started. So.
it's always good to
I
go
know
back to
Tony
your
feels
roots.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it.
It's a great thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's so many questions, but a lot of them were about the controversies and the voting and everything else. But I wanted to make sure we got some of those fun ones out. Just final thoughts on the season. I mean, do you have like one final thought that, you know, now that you've wrapped up the finale, where your head's at? And
Just that it was, for me, being my first season as pro, epic.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was
Same for you.
It was so
Yeah.
much fun. It was frightening and rewarding all at the same time. I really I was challenged so much choreographically because funny is not my strong suit. You know, so I realized I'm passion and power and fire, and they're all my go-to things, and I had to reinvent myself as a choreographer almost to be able to suit it to Andy, and that for me is an incredible thing to take away. I think ABC outdone themselves with some of the performances and just the way the show has been. I am super sad to see that we're going to only one show next season, but also a little excited. I mean, I think we may be exhausted in the process because if Tuesday's show is anything to go by with the 26 numbers and us in half of them,
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I feel like
but-
that is almost though a taste of what next season will be.
my worries are that the troupe won't have the opportunities that they've had. They were used a ton this season, and that was my one fear.
It worries me as well. I feel like they may not have a place every week. And that's such a shame because they're all such wonderful dancers and personalities that are now, you know, part of the show. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to lose them because they're always there. They're like as much of the family as the pros and the celebs. Everyone makes up the
Absolutely.
show.
And we've had Sasha and Emma and Whitney on the show, and I'll tell you, the fans are just as enthusiastic about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do have them back, but how they're going to fit everything into a 2-hour show, I don't know. What they're going to do with voting, maybe it will roll over into the next week. I know they'll figure it out, but I have a feeling it's going to be even more exciting then.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to put everything into
Everything's
going to
be jam-packed into one. So it's like
Yeah.
what you liked from Monday show and what you liked from Tuesday show, it's going to be in the same one. So I imagine it being pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy, but amazing.
It will be amazing. All right, what are you guys up to this summer before we wrap up?
Hopefully a lot of relaxation
Vegas?
and eating.
I am actually.
They're looking at the weekend right now.
Yeah,
They're not looking.
Wait, I just want to say that both these ladies are like, we're eating. You were in the body issue of Us Weekly. Hello. And all season, did I not talk about her cat suit and this one's legs?
Uh-huh.
So
I haven't seen that.
Let's talk about that after the summer's over. I'm gonna need a couple weeks to
my
get
God,
back.
exactly.
A couple weeks.
I got so many comments. Everyone will tell Sharna that she looks amazing. The cat suit, my husband loves it. And
Yeah,
That was ridiculous.
But I've been envious. I have short legs my whole life, so I'm like,
me too.
you got legs up to here, girl.
I'm all torso. I'm jealous too.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been
Thank
an
you.
epic season.
We love you guys.
And before we wrap up, I know Suri and I want to thank all of the fans for
Absolutely.
all the interaction, all of your comments, all of your feedback, good and bad, because I know you guys
So
don't
much
always
support.
agree with us, but we do love you. Anna Travenskyer for joining us this season. Her insight was amazing. And Jake, we love you. We hope everything is okay with your family. So everyone send them lots of love on Twitter. Suri, where can we find you?
Yeah, everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Suri Serano. It's pretty simple and easy. And I hope you guys watched the ESPN Pro Gym Challenge this last few days. Thanks for
Lindsay,
watching.
where can we find you?
On Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Dance9Lindsay is my Twitter, and at Lindsay Arnold is my Instagram, and Lindsay Arnold is my Facebook.
Sharna.
You need to get the same one for everything, girl. That's
I'm working
confusing.
on it.
You can find me everywhere again, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Sharna Burgess.
And I'm at Kristyn Burtt. You guys know where to find me. And redcarpetcloset.tv is where I can send me all the comments tomorrow, because I know they're coming. We're going to have you back on So You Think You Can Dance this summer, okay?
Yay.
All right.
We'll be here.
You got it on
Can't
camera.
wait.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys. We
again.
love you.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.